So good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the respected educators joining us from different parts of India. I'm Dr. Shanoli Ray, founder of EdVision, and it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to today's powerful and timely session, CBSE Reset 2027, the Educator's Survival and Success Blueprint. At EdVision, we strongly believe that education is not merely about completing syllabi or preparing students for examinations. Education today is about preparing young minds for a rapidly changing world, a world driven by critical thinking, adaptability, creativity, emotional intelligence, technology, and problem solving. And that is exactly why this session is so important today. The CBSE ecosystem is undergoing one of the most significant transformations in recent years. From competency based education and experiential learning to multidisciplinary approaches, AI integration, flexible pathways, and evolving assessment systems, the shift is no longer coming. The shift is already here. Today's workshop has been carefully designed not just to inform you about the reforms, but to help you understand how these changes will directly impact your classrooms, your teaching practices, student engagement, assessment strategies, and most importantly, your role as future ready educators. And to guide us through this impactful journey, we are truly honored to have with us an accomplished education leader and respected CBSE academician, Ms. Abira De, principal of Navanalanda Public School, Kolkata. Her vast experience and practical insights will certainly make today's session deeply enriching and actionable for all of us. On behalf of Team EdVision and my esteemed co-founder Dr. Vikrant Singhal, I sincerely thank each one of you for investing your time in your own professional growth and in the future of education. So let us begin this journey of reflection, reinvention, and readiness together. Welcome, Abhina ma'am, to EdVision platform once again. The floor is all yours now.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And thanks to you once more to the Prolans one, Mr. Vikram Singh also, that you give me the second chance to be a speaker of this platform. Uh, my name is Abira De. I am working for 30 years. Before that, I was working in Rajasthan and different schools of West India. But now I have shifted to Kolkata and I'm the principal of Navanalanda Public School. They have the West Bengal board, but this is the CBSE school where I'm the principal. Uh, Today's topic is a wonderful topic, that is educator survival and success blueprint. Before I start my workshop, first of all, I will say good evening to each and everyone, those who are present here. Now, before I start, my simple question is to everyone that how many of you feel that teaching today is very different from it was even 3 to 5 years back? Please, can we have this?
Yes, ma'am. It is totally different.
It is totally different. Uh, if just we try to compare the teaching what we got from our teachers and all, I could recall that it was more and more lecture based. It was a chalk tip. It was only the chalk duster, and it was all teacher centric. And I can remember that we have to learn the big answers, and that was of 5 marks, 10 marks. And when today's scenario, if I see that the children are really blessed, that they don't have to go through those learning the mugging up answers like the parrot, and they have to vomit in their answer sheets. Really, I will say that what CBSE is trying to do, really it is thanks to the new generation. That's exactly what we are going to talk about today. That is, teaching methods today have largely shifted from this traditional teacher-centered lectures, that is, to student-centered. And it is more active learning approaches. You will find that it emphasizes on the collaboration of critical thinking. It is an integration of technology. Just now, ma'am was saying that yes, it's very difficult for us to learn the AI, because when we were in our childhood or when we were teaching, we were not so strong in technology and AI was not there. At least during the COVID time, we have started to learn computers because we have to take the Zoom classes, and really we have to fight to all learn this. Then gradually we have seen that we have shifted to make our report cards, we have to learn our Excel sheets and all, and we started to learn all those things. But now they are talking about the AI. Yes, AI can do anything, but on the other hand, AI cannot take our intelligence. It's very, very difficult. It cannot take away our human brain. So what we are saying, that while Sage on the stage, now model still exists for delivering foundational knowledge, but modern classroom prioritize the guide on the side, that is methodologies, where while teaching that facilitate learning rather than just delivering the informations. Now, this workshop, we are calling it as Educator Survival and Success Blueprint. It's a fantastic name. I will thanks to Shauli ma'am, the name which has been suggested, that the workshop will be on educator survival. Yes, we are facing that how to survive in this 26-27. And I will be very honest that today everyone's expectation is that the educators today have to increase their things significantly, because before that we used to say that the children have to learn and do, but now we are saying that the educators have to learn more and more every day while entering the classes and all. So there is a huge opportunity to grow and lead this change. Again, I'm saying that change. That means we educators have to change our thought process. Now I'm staying in West Bengal. I can see today that the board, I can see the West Bengal board, I can see the CBSE, I can see ICSE board, because in Kolkata we have all the three boards. But where I can find the difference is that still the West Bengal board is going for the same thing what we have done 30 years back. But in that case, we can see that the CBSE is doing lot of experiments and they are doing lot of research work. If you just see the international baccalaureate and all, if you see their teaching method, you will see that they give, before starting any chapter, like if it is a chapter of photosynthesis or anything, they do not discuss anything with the kids. Just they say to the kids, okay, this is the plant. Do you know from where this plant is getting the food, how the plant is growing and all? See, the children have those, they will be trying to find those answers. Now, technology, what we are saying, that only if we use the WhatsApp and all, that is not the use of technology. We have to tell the children that what is the utilization of technology, how can you do the research work, and that is now the work of the educators a lot. Now, let us come. 1 minute, ma'am. Can you see this one? My
Yes.
screen is shared now?
Screen is shared. You just make it presenter mode.
Yeah, maximize.
Maximize the screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now, why this blueprint is critical now? Now, if I say why this blueprint is critical now, because it is a shifting of paradigm of Indian education. Now, it's a rapid, means this what we had 2-3 years back, and now we can see that they have given the NEP, then they have 2023, they have given the NCF, but now from 2026 there is a huge system change. So there is a you can say there is a rapid reform across all the levels. That is a transition to competency-based learning. Now, see, I just now said that now the question papers have 50% competency-based questions. But before we did not have all this. What we used to do, we used to give the questions, we have to give them the answers, and they used to learn those answers. And now, but see, now when the science teachers, now just now ma'am is also there, science teachers are there. Now, when we tell, let's see this line, what the critical thinking is there, you have to analyze this thing, then you have to give your answers. See, the teaching method has also changed. So there is a huge transformation of the education system. Then it is evolving the teachers' roles, and it's giving pressure to the teachers that every day you have to work what you are going to teach on the next day. You can do weekly planning. Instead of doing daily planning, we can have a weekly planning. Like in 7 days, we have to go on giving the student the basic things, the understanding level. They have to first understand the topics. Next is we are no longer in a system of syllabus. Just now ma'am was also saying that now we are not to be in a hurry to complete the syllabus. Yes, there is for the 9-10 we have to complete. But for 6 to 8, what we can do, we can make the things understand. If we go on doing that, then in the 9th and 10th, they will not have the problem of concept. They can have those analyzing skills that yes, that concept is now ready. Now, even if I can talk about the primary class 1, as we have in all the schools from primary to class 10 or 12 is there. So if we can bring those changes in the primary, which is very, very important, that primary teachers also have to think that how they can change the technique of teaching. I have seen there are the phonics classes and all, which will help them the English, so that if you give them a word in 9 or 10, they can at least think about it and they can go and speak 2 lines about it, how they can pronounce it, everything they are going to learn from that. So we are in the system of learner transformation. Earlier, we were on the focus was what? Completing the portions, preparing the students for exam. We knew that there will be 2 exams and you have to give the huge exams and you have to get the pass marks also. But now we can see the focus has shifted to building the skills, encourage the thinking, and preparing students for real world challenges. So if we can understand that portion, then you can see that there is a huge change, because now we are not making the students to go for the, even if you see the NEET pattern, if you see any of the pattern, you will see that the MCQ, it is a little bit of analyzing skill we have to understand. If you remember that in our class, who were the first students? Okay, those students who were very in the class, they were first. I was never first in the class. But today you can see that those children who were going for the engineering, medical, you will see they are getting stuck in one point. But those were the mediocre, average and all, those who had the analyzing skill very nice, you will see that they are still doing their job. They are still shining in their own field. So I can at least realize these differences, that what we had and what is now, there is a difference. And what we want now, that is, instead of mugging up the thing, you should have a good analyzing skill. You should have a good thinking skill. Now, this is the defining of the professional identity. Now, if you get the reform of 2027, that is accepting the new reality. 1 minute, ma'am. So accepting the new reality, you can see that teaching has evolved from a job into a multi-skill. That means that multi-skill here that means that they are not of one-dimensional now. It has become a multi-skill profession, and we must think that we are not just delivering the content anymore. Now, what is our work as an educator? We have to design the learning experiences. We have to guide the students. We have to use the technology. We have to track the progress of the kids. And every day we have to do the mentoring. See here, I have said that from information providers to facilitators and designers, documentation and teacher now code daily functions. So mentorship is a very much now we need to do this with the student. Now, if you see, what will be your impact? Your impact will that you will be giving a conceptual depth to the kids. You will, just now someone was saying about the digital skill. Yes, when we are talking about the digital skill, we have to be also knowing about that. We can make the PPTs, we can make the, see in every classes, the computers and all those things, you can use it for that. Then what you can get, you will see that the rote learning is no more. They are accepting the new things. They are trying to get those things and they can understand the chapters more easily. So what we can see that earlier we used to explain a concept and move on to the next one. But today we design an activity. You will see that all the teachers are giving them the project work. They are doing the activity work. We observe them that how much they have learned. Can they do that activity? I'm giving a small example. Like in the primary classes, I said one of the teachers that you are going to teach, okay, meter, centimeter and all. So why do you are telling them to learn the things? You give them a scale and tell that you measure the tiles. So you can, when you give them a scale and you can tell them to measure the, see, if we start this giving the concept from the junior one, so when they are going to class 9, 10, you will see when we are teaching the money, you will see even the students of 9, 10, they cannot do any, calculate the money and they cannot do for the profit loss. We can make them a market sim when we are trying to teach them. See those things, if we do the small activities and every day we can bring a change. So when they are going to 9th and 10th, you will find that those who were afraid of maths or science, their concepts are becoming very clear. So when you can make these concepts clear from the very beginning, you will find a very great change. So we have to do what? We have to design our teaching practices. And sometimes even document it digitally. We can have lots of, see, every time pen paper test, we can avoid all those things. We can have them this one quiz. We can have a lot of things to do in the classroom so that the students will be attracted to do all those things. Now, naturally, what happened? The expectations of the kids, their parents have expanded. So before, when we were small, what it was before 26, 27, means when we were all in the teaching, okay, we had a certain pro forma and we had to go with that. We cannot, if we want also, we could not do any research work or anything. And many of us are the head, we were the head examiners and all. Means we have seen that some children can write the answers, what we have given, they could give the answers. And if you check those answers with the key answers, you will find you cannot get a single wrong word. But some answer sheets we saw that they have given in economics also, I have seen that they have given a beautiful answer which was on their conceptual best. Now see, that was the time when we discussed that ये बच्चे का क्या होगा, इसका तो आंसर स्किल के साथ मिला नहीं, लेकिन इसका क्या हुआ देखो, कंसेप्चुअली बेसिस में तो इसका आंसर बहुत अच्छा है. सो शैल वी गिव द फुल मार्क्स और शैल वी डिडक्ट द मार्क्स? There was a confusion among the examiners as well as head examiners that kya karna hai. But now we can see that yes, that was very important. He could analyze the things more. He could have that, but he could not mug up the things and go on those documentations. So that is what we can see 2027, that reform what they have done, that is an excellent reform, that they have changed this concept of that rote learning to the conceptual base. Now it is redefining our role. When we start to redefine, that is, we have to navigate ourselves. We have to strengthen ourselves. And we can see that NEP 2020 vision, what was its philosophy? It was holistic, flexible, multidisciplinary learning. And NCF 2023 implementation, when they have given, they have said that depth of understanding over contained volume. एक minute, इसको मुझे हटाना. No, it is a curriculum what it was of NEP 2020. It was reduction in core content, focus on skills. We were talking about the skills. At the time, we started to speak about it, but we could not start it because most of the schools did not know how to start all those things. We did not have the structure, basic structure even. The teachers, we did not know that how we will work on those NCERT books and all those. We could not get an idea, but now we are getting those every day, the workshops and all. At least something we have learned, that how to make the students learn how to change ourselves, how to focus on those things. That at least we have started to learn now. Now, NCF, it was competency based learning and spiral depth. Assessment also changed. What we used to do, we had the 2 exams, and that assessment was what? If a child can do very nicely, can write the answers, okay, 100 out of 100. If the child could not write, no, you are not a good student. We used to say, "Arey, tumhara to kuch nahi hai. You cannot learn this much." But see, that was a very wrong process. That 2 exams, it was not like formative assessment. You know, the children are sometimes they are very good in their project work. Some children are good in oral work. Some children are good in other anything. So we can find those things that actually the child is in which level. We can keep a record on that. So we are talking about that. It is very, very important that we should have everyday assessment. One day assessment is very wrong. एक दिन में बच्चे क्या कर सकते हैं? एक दिन में बच्चे कुछ नहीं कर सकते. But if you take the formative every day, the assessment, you will see the difference of what was the starting with the child, and at the end of the year, the child has changed a huge, because the child got its interesting levels, that how the child can do better. Suppose in history, if the chapter is something, let's start the child, tell the children, see, history is your story, his story. So when you start the story in that way, so you see that what was the things done in the past. The child will try to explore. They will go to the parents, they will ask and all. Then you can come and relate with, see, this was the thing. This was there at the time. Then we can come to the present situation. Then we can say, now see, what is your present scenario? See, you were this, now you are in that. You see your graph. Now, with that graph, I can tell the child, now you see that what you want to be in the future, that is a dream, that is a hope we are making the child. So, now when you read about the past and present, then you can get an idea. This is history only. So, make the child an interesting. Even geography also, I will come to that point also. Let me go with this. And this is continuous skill based, that is 360 reports. That is 360-degree reports means what? That is the holistic progress of a child. It can be its cognitive, it can be its creativity, it can be its thinking skills. See, seriously, if I think about it, why we didn't have all those things? हम लोग को पीछे एक क्लास में होता था that the students were marked as you do not know anything. Even I remember the teachers used to say that you cannot do anything, you cannot learn this one. So there was a stamp behind us. See that student, he is a first boy, first गलत सा बोलो तो सुनाओ तो आंसर. देखो कितना अच्छे से रट लेते हैं. And you can't do. So we used to cry at home. Even I think that, what Shauli ma'am, did you cry? I used to cry at home. When I used to come back, ये मेरे याद नहीं. I don't know the participants who are there. What is your feeling? Didn't you cry when you come back home? And the child who used to cannot do any other skills, he did not have any creativity, or she did not, but she was the first one and she was getting prizes. क्या feel होता था? What was your feeling, ma'am? Mansi ma'am, yes, sure.
Yeah, it's not about me, ma'am, but my daughter actually faced a lot when during
Yes.
her schooling. My daughter was very average, and many a times she has this issue. Okay, I have been compared. And she was not very good in maths actually. So many a times, in spite she studied in Kendriya Vidyalaya, her maths teacher was very, very, very biased. And so she used to cry most of the day to back home. Ki, Mama, I am not good in maths. I don't know what I am going to do. I don't want to study, and I have to be behind her, motivating her. It's okay. Go. Like somehow I have to convince her to go back next day to school. So this has actually happened, and this is my real life example, ma'am. But
Right.
I'm very proud to tell you that now she is doing wonderful in her life. She is pursuing her post graduation in MBA from London University, and she is doing really great. So
Very
that
good.
okay. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well, ma'am, I have the same thing. My son was also in class 7. He used to read in my same school, and one day the teacher said, "Why did you ask the question? It's not a cup of tea for you." And from that day, he didn't say. But when he was in class 10th, I said, "You can go for the commerce, so why don't you take?" He just said that your friend said me that it's not a cup of tea. See that the word which was used. Now he has also passed MBA this year and has got a very good job. He has did it from now. See the differences. But he was a very, very good debater in times of India and all. That means we did not talk about the 360-degree reports that what the child is having. Same with your daughter. We had to face all those things. Nowadays, I can see, I don't know you people face or not in West Bengal, though I'm facing this problem, that lot of students who are, we say that ADH or ASD, that is hyper, spectrum deficiency and hyper, they are coming to the normal school because the doctors are writing there that they can go to the normal school. They don't have to go in those schools. Now see, today's when I'm talking about this one, now these children are coming to our school. Now they cannot go with the whole syllabus. We have to transform the syllabus, and we can see that they are good in very good music, some are very good in English, some are good in maths, but they cannot do all the subjects. So this inclusive education, when we are talking about, I have to make them sit in that room, and I just try to watch them that actually in which level they have. Some of them have the very good of conceptual level, they can do it. So that is, we have to talk about the 360-degree report. And now this changes will ensure NAP implementation in school. So what they will focus on, that is the skill development. We have the flexibility in learning, that is a practical education approach. Now this will automatically, we believe, we the principals, teachers, management, everyone believe that yes, if we really we have the structure like that, we can do the changes. You know that we have, even in the flexibility, ma'am also knows that in class 12, if a child wants to take this one physics, with that the child can take history. If the child wants to take any other subject from commerce, there is a combination of subjects like that. Yes, there is an interdisciplinary relation with that. Even I will say that when you go for this history subject for in your long, ma'am, Shauli ma'am, are you doing the recording? Okay. So if a child takes a history, and if that child takes mathematics, it will help him, because we can see that when those tomb and all, that was a geometrical figure. You know, those Humayun's tomb and all have the geometrical figure. But we used to go, no, history students cannot go for the maths, geography students. So we had all those things in a framework. We never tried to do experiments that, yes, this can be done. So now we have those implementation, we can have those focus that, yes, these are very, very important, that there should be a flexibility in academics and everything. Now, what is the key curriculum and language change that we know that every school is doing that? That is 3 language rule from class 6. A third language, that is which is very, very mandatory from class 6, that ensuring the students study 3 languages with at least 2 being the native Indian languages. You see that if we go to the any other foreign countries and all, you will see that they are not speaking any languages. If they are going, if you go to France, if you go to Japan, they do not speak even, they speak their own language. They never speak in English but we always try to say that, focus on English, focus on, why not our mother tongue? Why not we focus in the Indian languages? We should do that. So I believe that that is very important also. That is from that, a huge differences will be there. Next is that a new scheme that is under NCF, that art, physical education, vocational education also will become compulsory, but now we don't have the exam. But by 2030, we think that this all will be there and the exams will be there. But I don't know any of you have done it or not. Yes, we had our physical education exam, we had our vocational education exam. Now see, every child will not be good in maths or English or anything. A child can be very good in physical education, a child, but why not there is an exam in 9th and 10th? The child can go from, why the child have to think that in 11, 12, they have to take that one and after that? Why a child is not given that platform? Vocational education, which is very important because your creativity will work. So these things, what we have done, even Vishwabharati, I am the student of Vishwabharati, that Rabindranath Tagore said long time back that if we have to change ourselves, these are very, very important. So those philosophy, those academic things are again coming. And by 2030, you will see that there will be a great change in all these things, and we will be doing more and more work with the children. Did I explain this one? Yeah. Now we are coming, that is very important, that essential competencies for success. I don't know what is success. Really, I don't have any answer for that, that really what is success. If you ask me, I don't think that I'm a successful woman at any cost. How many sir is looking at me? Naval sir, you can be a successful person, but seriously, when I say a kid that you are, I don't know what it will be the definition. But still we have to go for this. So it is essential competencies for success. The first one is that pedagogy, that is how you will be. Pedagogy means how much innovative we will be. We have to go for the digital assessment. This first we have to go for the pedagogy, then digital, then assessment, culture, communication, and they are saying that these are the essential pillars. And if we try to go on work on this, then these pillars will help the kids to be a successful person. Now let's start with if we start with the pedagogy, then what we will start, this is very simple. And this is at the same time very, very powerful also. Why? Because what we are doing, that is from teaching content to we are going to the creating a learning experiences. Now, how we are going to do it? It is with the innovative ways. We are going on the experiential learning. We are trying to make the children to discover the things. Suppose you are teaching something, any topic, that where we can tell the children, okay, let us first discover what you are getting from it. So these are the very, very important, that this shift is very important, because instead I'm giving you one explaining that if we say that what is water cycle, instead of drawing the thing on the board and say, yes, this is water cycle, just we can do another thing. That is what we could ask the student that, okay, how would you solve if there is water shortage in your locality? Let the child do the brainstorming. We are not going to do. We have given a question. We have put up the question. Just see that what the child is going to teach. When we are saying the photosynthesis, we are saying, okay, this is the sunlight, this gives, and you can see the plant can get the food. This is the kitchen, the leaves are the kitchen. Let the child ask, do you know how the plant is making the food? What are the things they need to get the food. You keep the plant in the almirah. What will happen to the plant? Just observe it and keep the plant outside. Let the child do it. So this experiential learning, then we should be focused at how this child can know more. So which are very, very important nowadays. Now, what will happen if you give anything, any question and say, okay, let us discuss it tomorrow. Today, I'm giving you only the boundary wall. So this is the question, and I'm just giving you a boundary. So let us come tomorrow with lot of answers, and you cannot go and only see the Google it, but you just try to give me the answer what you are thinking. Now, you will see that real learning starts from that. Next thing, that is, we can go to the pillar, that is assessment. Now, what do we mean by assessment? It is also evolving every day. Now, what we have to do, we have to design the tool. That how we are going to take the exam. That is only the half yearly or final. If the marks is only enough for them. Or if we start to see, check it, how the students are progressing, what they can actually do with their learning. So we have to understand that we have to focus that what is the difference between our learning, what we have done 10 years back, and what is today's learning. The students who could learn at the time, just I said, like a parrot, you will see. Just 2 days back, there was a news that an IIT student of Kharagpur. See, IIT Kharagpur was a very intelligent student. Then why did he do the suicide? And he gave each and everything to his parents that I'm going to die at 12 o'clock, I'm going to the suicide. इतना उन्होंने क्या किया कि 12 बजे उन्होंने मम्मी को टाइम दे दी थी. And just at that time when the parents called to the security guard, see, my child is going to do, and the security guard came on that near the room and saw that yes, child did the suicide. Then the parents saw that from the last 2-3 years, that is second year, third year, he could not pass those subjects. So there was a huge backlog. So in the fourth year, how can the child tell to the parents? That means nobody has done a counseling to that child that really you want to go to that subject. You are intelligent, so you have to go for that. We never did any homework for that child. And when he did not clear the backlog, the professors or no one wanted to understand what actually the child wanted. The parents also did not want to speak. Nay, you are a bright, intelligent boy, you have to go for that. And this is the scenario. So one day what the child did, that marks is not enough. We have to think the tool that yes, a child can do the science if there's some experiments are given or some critical thinking analysis. That is basic and advanced. That is why we are saying about the advanced marks. That is, if you can do this 80 in that, another 1 hour will be given to solve those hot questions. Yes, if you can solve those hot questions and all, that means you will be capable for going that. But there was what? This system was not there. We all did the basic maths. We all want to reach, and that was the trend. Till now, this is, I think this is now also the trend that the parents want, this is the way that you are very good in studies. You have to go for science. You have to be a doctor, engineer, or anything. You cannot go for the other. So that is the way. Now we can at least do the assessment. The teachers can make their own tools how to assess because every day when you go to the class, you will see that rule number 4 is different from 5. 4 is having more skills in music, more skills in some other literary work. So let me try for all those things. No, just we have to do an experiment with the child, nothing else. Next is, that is, we can also do that small project. We have to think the rubrics also, that how the child can score. We can have some criterias also. We can have the portfolios also, that showcasing efforts and all, how the progress of the achievements. So you will see that there will be a growth one time. So if you start from 6, you will see that at the class 9th or 10th, that already, yes, the growth is there, and you can go on passing those portfolios to the next classes. So from 6 to 10, if we start doing those by 2030, I believe that there will be a huge change in their performance also. Now, pillar 3, when we are talking about the technology that is digital, now it can be also, many of us have mixed feelings. Just now I cannot say I'm also very bad in technology. I don't know AI also still now. I have to learn it. What ma'am was saying, I have to also, if someone says that you have to do it, yes, I'm not knowing too much technology, but I'm trying. But Shauli ma'am knows a lot of technology, that I know. Okay. So that is really, really good to Shauli ma'am. Now see that reality is that we have to think about the reality. Yes, the technology world is there. There will be no other optional for us. So we have to also change ourselves. We have to learn. We have to go for this. That's now ma'am said that yes, there are the workshops and all. Every day I know that AI workshops are there, how to work on it. There are the workshops. So what we are telling to the kids, so we have to change and we have to attend those workshops and we have to learn those technology every day. So thanks to ma'am also, yes, that you people do that for us only, that how to use that technology. And so we have to be more smarter in our work. We have to do all those things. So we can have the Google Classrooms when we did it during the time of COVID also. So we can have those, we can organize assessments in the Google Classroom. We can have that the child is giving the submission on the proper date, that the child will learn also that yes, I have to, because if we give the date and time, the child have to submit on that particular date. See that we can make them also interdisciplinary, that you have to be disciplined also. So if you go for the discipline, you can do all those things in your life, then give the feedback to the kids. Then technology will reduce our workload also. What we are doing in pen pencil, it will reduce our work really. And this year also that the correction was done through the technology, isn't it? Many of my friends were saying, oh, it's very difficult, we cannot do it and all. But actually we have to learn that one, or otherwise we also cannot get the progress in our life. Now next is the classroom culture. This is very important, that inside the classroom we often do what? We underestimate the kids also. We forget that all these 5 fingers are not equal. So in a classroom, all 30 students will not be equal. We have to say that it is the best platform. If you say wrong thing also, but try to speak on it. Now, when you will be giving the child that yes, this is your platform, you will find a bigger difference in the classroom. That is, if you also take the two, like advanced and basic, science and maths. When I'm teaching maths or science, I am giving the basic concept. And the other hand, I will take 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, child, you have understood. Now see another step I'm telling you. See, this is another way we can understand the thing. But if you cannot do, don't go for that. You can go for this one only, learning process. So inside the classroom also we can do advanced and basic and tell the students, see, I cannot also understand, but I'm teaching you. If you have interest, you can learn this one and you can read this from this and this book, or you can Google it. And tomorrow when you will come, let us 30 students discuss on it, what you have understood. See, inside the classroom also, we can teach both advanced and basic, but at least the basic things we have to teach them. Our motto is to teach the basic thing. Then if we finish the syllabus, those who want to learn that advanced, then we can give them 1 hour extra time and teach that advanced. Am I right, ma'am, Shauli ma'am? Generally we do that. That science teachers and maths teachers, we tell, okay, those 5 students, you take out those 5 students who are interested and you give them 1 hour, because this basic they have learned. They have come with more and more questions. They have more curiosity about all those things. Do not deprive them. Deck them and tell them also. So, and inside the classroom, we will make every child comfortable. We must say, see that every child, see, respect should be given. If we disrespect, just now Mansi ma'am was also saying this thing happened with my son also. If we disrespect them, then what happened? Their confidence level just goes down. And once it goes down, when they become big, also when they become grown up, this small things is there in their mind. You know that really I feel very sorry for those kids. I cannot say that the TV, the teachers or educators should make the differences inside the classroom. We should give them a comfortable platform. That this is the platform where if you say a wrong answer, and if the other children laugh, say what is the need to laugh? ठीक है, हम लोग घर पे भी तो गलत करते हैं, बोलती तो है ना, हर चीज सही नहीं होता है. So let's see. No, if you say this is not your answer, in this way, if you can say your answer is not wrong, but a little bit of change is needed in your words. So we can give in that one, and you will see more and more children will be ready to participate in your class. Often we say substitution classes and all. You know that substitution classes also we can utilize in this way, that take a book, storybook, then you can do the interdisciplinary of the subject, and then you can teach inside the classroom, and you will see that the students are waiting for you every day, that they are going to learn a lot of things. So a simple change, that is allowing the students to share the ideas without fear of being wrong, that can completely change the engagement level, which we the educators have to do now a lot. Because even I have faced this problem, because my two sisters were very good in studies and intelligent, and often when I used to go to this club, my ठीक है, I was good, but not so intelligent and so very good. But oh, you're the sister of that. You know that they can do maths so nicely. And I was very weak in maths. 2 plus 2, 4. I cannot do even properly, I think so. So that was a time, but now this is the 21st century where that we need a change. Now, next is that interdisciplinary learning. That is also very important. That interdisciplinary learning is the final thing where we can find in the real life problem. We can say that why we will be taking the learning in a limited way. Let us explore the things. Suppose I'm talking about a climate change. We all teach climate change in class 9 geography. Okay. Now, if you take, you can sit in the staff room and speak with the teacher, though I am not a science student, but there should not be any ego, that I can tell the teacher, Acha, what do you think about the climate change in the science? How will you teach? So get something knowing from it. Then you can ask the data analysis, that how you are going to do that every day, is how in mathematics we are trying to give this data analysis. Third, what we can do, we can tell the child, okay, you are very good in writing skill. You are writing in Hindi or Bengali or in English, whatever. You can say that, okay, you can write anything about the climate change, what you can feel, what you were in the last 2 years, and what the change you can find. So can you write some stories or something, writing a letter or anything, a paragraph? See, then you teach them a social awareness, that when there is a change in climate, what things you can see. Then the child can get a total boundary line, that is actually what is a climate. Then we can tell the students, okay, see, this was the science concept, this was the writing skill, then this the child have given the data analysis. Now see, actually we can come to the depth of this chapter. So the educators now, which we never try to do, we went to the class, we went with the chapter, we went with the book and all, and see that competency based questions are there. So 50% when there is a competency based question, you have to think that the child should know the concept first, then only the child can do those multiple question answers. Or otherwise, thinking skills, analysis skills, that A or right, B or right, or A, B, both, none of them are a child. If they do not have the concept, how they will do it? Now, the reading of the books is very important also. So when you make them analyzing the things one by one point, then the child will also start reading the things in the from the book, and they will also try to get the things done. So we what we have to do, we have to be very good in our communication school. We have skills. We have to make the children understand all those things. And let us all, if we join our hands, I think that we can do a great change in all those things. Now, Pillar 1 and Pillar 2, if we combine, so what we are doing, that is teaching chapters to creating learning we are doing. So we can, I just told you about the water cycle. Pillar 2, what we can do, that is the assessment. One day assessment cannot help any kid, because you have to do this mastery of assessment every day. You can take 5, 10 marks and all. Then you can make this assessment of a child instead of doing it 1 or 2. If you get the pillar 3, 4, 5 technology, so it is nowadays integrated. So, but we have to make them that let us work in the Google Classroom. Then you can do that. The classrooms transform that. See, if you go to some other sites, I can do that tracking. We have those tracking methods also in our school. So if the child is bringing the mobile or the child is bringing a tab, so we can, all these things, the computer department have to do it. The school management have to understand that the technology is very important, and how, if they bring that one in the school, they should not go to any other like Facebook or WhatsApp or anything. We can make the tracking system also inside the school, and we can get a successful result. Next is that, yes, I told you about the inclusive space, improve outcomes more than any textbook. You just make the children sit in a group and see that how they can explore themselves. Next is the real life doesn't come in subjects. Neither should learning focus on interdisciplinary. That is very, very important. I don't know, in many of the Rajasthan and in West Bengal, I can't find that MUN and all. Those are the platform where a child go and learn. I know that mock United Nations never work, but if you go for those, the children are going to there, they at least learn the debating skills. They learn to explore the things on the different topics. They do lot of research work. They read about the global things. At least they learn. I used to do lot of MUN with my kids when I was in Rajasthan and all. Even in West Bengal Techno School also, I work for it. So I have seen this help the kids in many ways. We have to bring lot of new things, like innovative things, that how the children can come out from all those old methods of education to the new method of education system. Exam, that is, I just, ma'am was asking, so 2-level mathematics and science from now on is optional. At once level papers have also been introduced. So I have already discussed about this one also. I said that competency based questions, you have to make the real world scenarios. You have to give 50% questions also. Like we talk about you will see there is one comprehension that is on competency based, a story is given, but the answer is not given. You have to think that where the answer has be. Even open book will be starting from this year also, from class 9. So many of the schools have started, but we have not started. Ma'am, I do not know that in your school it has started, open book. Open book assignments. Many of the schools have started open book, but we have not started.
We haven't.
Many
We
of the
also haven't started yet.
we have not started, but gradually, a little bit, we are trying to start it. That one. Okay. So, which is very important. Then critical thinking. See, in the home also, we can do with the kids some. We can give some work to the kids and say that you think and come tomorrow. That I'm telling about class 4, very small kid. I asked the one of the kid that your mother drink tea. Do you know how to make tea? He said, "Wo to red. I have seen that it's red color water. I think mama give some poster color and it becomes red, and that my mom and father drink." I said, "Okay, if you try it today and tell your mom that you want to give a red poster color and tell your mom to drink it, and then you observe really your mother is doing that one or your mother is making tea." The next day he came and said, "Ma'am, नहीं मम्मा ना उसको पानी दिया, then she boiled it, and then she see that next day, but the child was in a concept of what, that your mother, because we in Bengalis read lot of we take this liquor tea that is red in color. So He thought that mother gives red color and the tea turns into red color and their parents are taking that. So see, small, small things we can also tell the child, go and just check it, how your mother is doing. The next thing is for ours, that is for educators. That is what working smarter, not harder. It's earlier what we used to do, we used to work very hard. Okay, because big answers to take, we have to do the question papers 2 time assessments. But now that is what educators are overwhelmed. That is what we have to think about some strategies. That strategies how we will be doing. See, I said if you do the weekly planning, shift from daily planning. See that if you make a weekly planning that in 1 week I'm doing to this portion, and one day you do that analysis of the thing, second day you say that do the experiment with the kids in science. So you can do a lot of things. You can bring it in the classrooms and all, in mathematics also. So in 1 week, you can see the child has got the conceptual learning and the child will enjoy. So what next is collaborative subject planning. I said we can sit in the staff room, we can have the discussion with the other subject teachers, and we can make the plan that how we can relate all those things inside the classroom and the children will be benefited. See, only they will not be benefited in one subject. They will be benefited in different subjects also, because they will say, ma'am, today Hindi ma'am came and told us to write on that. Geography ma'am said to give on this one. So see, the children will start sharing the thing. And what our work will be what? Not very hard, but our work will be now more and more smarter. And we want to be more smart, isn't it? If the children are becoming smarter, we have to be very smart also. The educators cannot be saying that, no, we do not know anymore. We have to be. Now it is case study. We all have seen lot of case studies in class 12, business studies and all. Once it was the commerce business studies were what the children used to mug up and give that, and business studies was very easy. Nowadays, more and more case studies are there. In case studies in economics, there are sometimes a very confusion that demand supply, the case studies are there. So these case studies, we have to go on reading all those. We can get it from the newspaper, bring it in the classroom. So what it is, what was the traditional approach? Teacher explained concepts in isolation, but now students explore concepts through inquiry. Next is students memorize facts for exams. Yes, in business studies, they used to do it. Was so boring, like history and all, but now no more. Students discuss and apply knowledge. Standard one size fits all testing, but it is now personalized feedback and adaptable. Now I said, now you will find really, if the child has given that right, that you come and learn and give it, you will see the child is now also first. But if you say now you have to, you cannot learn these things, but you have to use your skills, your conceptual skills. You will see the first why, maybe the going back nowadays. So you have to understand that this adaptive assessments and all will help the child in future. Seriously, if I say, जो पहले हम लोग गलत करते थे, हम लोग गलत इसी में था that we never tried to do all those things, that we did not do any experiments with the kids. We have a certain thing, we used to say follow it, learn it, vomit it, we do not know anything. And those refreshers were there, they used to read those refreshers and they used to do. But now you see that if they read refreshers also, still they cannot do it, because they have to more attentive in the classrooms. Because what the teacher is saying, what the concepts the teacher is giving, the no refreshers can give you the concept. No teacher can, no refreshers can give you all the case studies, because case studies are depending upon your thinking skill, upon your concepts. If you have not cleared your concept, if you cannot think that actually what is there, you cannot give the answers. It's very, very difficult for the students. So your application, you're applying the knowledge. Even you will see, I have seen the students, because my sisters and this my brother-in-law in IIT's professor and all. They say that the students, they get the chance in IIT and all. No problem. They are getting computer science and all. But when we are giving the question that apply the knowledge, it's blank paper. Why? Because They never thought that they have to apply that knowledge, which is more important. If you cannot apply your knowledge in this real world now, it is real, because see, in I have seen that in international baccalaureate and all, few years back, like in Scindia and all, I saw that the teachers, the day one they used to go, they never taught the children. They used to say, okay, do you know, they used to just give them certain situations. They used to give them some certain questions and they used to take out all those answers. And I have learned from them. That was the international baccalaureate. I'm talking about 10, 12 years back in India. So that I came to know. And today we are working on that only. That we are not going to explain. We are just giving you some thought process. We are making a boundary of thought process. You start thinking, start thinking. Then let us do the experiential learning. Then we will come to the answer. But we are not saying you learn the answer. You go on doing, take out more case studies, come tomorrow and try to do all those, try to solve all those things inside the classroom. And you will see that the children are getting more and more interested in all those things and they will be ready to answer you. So UNESCO has already said what is the motto of education. The 4 pillars of education is know, do, live together, then be. So what we are trying to today, that know the things, do the things, then you can live together, then you can be a successful person. So when you are saying success, first we have to think how we can be a successful, not on giving the exams and getting 100 out of 100. The success to me is what? When we can apply the knowledge, when we can go for the critical analysis. That is why. See, I never thought that I will be becoming a principal and all. I don't like administration work. Seriously. It was more to me to be a teacher, to give the students more and more. Because here I do not get that. Seriously, that happiness. So if you ask me that this is your success, no, this was not my I want to be a teacher only. So success means what I do not know that actually what it is. The role of leadership, the school leaders must reduce fear and increase support. This is very, very important. But the young generation, actually, Mansi ma'am was and Chawni ma'am and even I'm facing the same problem that why don't we get the job? Because the management cannot understand this one. The management is still working that was long time back. Now what this means we are trying to work with the innovative ideas. We are trying to release the pressure. We are trying to give this experiential learning and all. So I think that there is a vast difference. The management also have to understand now that how to give the support to the people, really those who know, and those who are saying that we have to reduce the fear of the kids. We have to support the kids. That means the management also have to give support to the teachers. The management have to give support to the principals. So then we can have a great change. And I think that we all are trying that only, that and by 2030, what CBSE is talking about, then we can make a great change. And we principals are also working with the management with all that one day, yes, the management will try to understand and slowly, they are also trying to listen, that I know. Okay. Next is trends in future ready education. So then what the graph it will be, what was in 22 and see that by 26, 27 we have reached, but by 2030 I know that we will be reaching here also. So the graph is going to increase day by day when we can understand that it is student centered now. It is no more teacher centered and all those. So let us work for all those things. And I think that we can say that we are coming to that educator survival and success blueprint. So this is the reforms what 26, 27 we are going to get it. By 2030, I feel that there will be a huge change in this. So by looking ahead, if I say that as we move forward, that education will continue to evolve. The focus will remain on skills, that will be digital integration, student-centered learning. But earlier it was teacher-centered. So the question is not whether change will happen. The question is how ready we are to embrace it. I'd like to end with this thought. Let's not just adapt to change. Let's lead it. As educators, we are shaping the future every single day. And with the right approach, we can not only manage this change, but truly make an impact. I hope I have cleared some of the points, but no, actually, these are again that we also have lots of debates and all. We need a platform. If we can gather all together, that Prolans will do one day. I'm waiting for that, where we can have all those debates and see that how we can survive. And this is the actual success of the blueprint. If we all try to do on that, we will also get a job. I know that. And thank you so much, ma'am, that those who were sitting here and heard me almost like I one means I'm going to get 1 hour. No, we started at 6:30, 6:40. Now it's 7:40. So thank you so much, ma'am, for any questions from your side.
Thank you for this insightful session, actually. I want to thank you too. Could you please stop sharing now? Now
Yeah,
the
sure, ma'am. Sorry.
that's all right. So we can discuss if any queries, any question, anything is there. Then
One
you
minute.
can see at the above. Stop sharing. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, ma'am. Okay.
Now it is open forum for all the educators who have joined today. Any query, any question, any feedback, we will discuss now.
Yeah, Shauli ma'am is very experienced. She will help us also. But ma'am, one thing is that really I do not know that in West Bengal still we are lacking in all those things. Very much, ma'am. Very much. Because I don't know
One
the other
reason is that CBSE school number of CBSE schools are lesser in West Bengal state in comparison to other states, actually. So
And
those
one more, they are just most West Bengal both schools have shifted to CBSE, ma'am. They are doing the same thing. They cannot bring that change. I don't know that, but I know that
even
CBSE.
across India, as because I have worked also, mostly I have chosen to work in the rural or semi-urban areas. There I can see that lack of resources are there, lack of trained teachers are there. That is why the same thing has been followed in many of the schools. Infrastructure is not there, availability of internet is not there, various reasons are there. Specifically, it's not only in one state. In most of the states the same thing happens, that so rapidly CBSE council is changing the norms and everything. uh, in urban area schools can adopt, but if you move to the semi urban or rural area, it becomes really difficult
Yes,
for adoption and implementation
yes.
of this.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I could clear Mansi ma'am's doubts also and all. So
Yes, ma'am, you could actually. And it's great to listen you and with lot of humility. Like, no, you was when we are listening to you, you had a lot of personal touch for every topic. So that could we can relate actually to know like no and it's nowhere we are putting some rigid concept.
yeah.
We your thoughts expressions were quite the day-to-day life experience what you have shared, and they were really much related. Even I could have I must have experienced all this what you said, that definitely we come across all the problems, Like as you said, you were the example of tea making of a child when you said, I can say that one of my child, I will not say he has AHAD, but then he was a very introverted child in my class, very introvert child. In contrast, his brother is very active, very good, very progressive in academics. And this child who was in my class, uh, actually they have come from Dubai and they have joined my school. So I started talking with this child as he was very introvert. He has no friends in the class and all. And I actually, why I am telling, because that tea example had no, I made me reminded me of him. So I started talking to him and asking him. So I get to know everybody has their own perception about this child, that he is not very good in his academics. He has a very poor handwriting, the way of presentation, and all. Over a period, when I started interacting, I understood that this child has a very good IQ level. The thing is, he cannot put his responses in a very timely. He has a time management issue. He's very slow in writing, and he's lacking in writing his expressions on paper during exam time. So that many of them have made a perception, okay, he is a bloomer kind of child and all, but nowhere he was bloomer. And then one day I asked, okay, Ketan, his name is Ketan. Ketan, you are such a good child. Why do you like? I was asking everybody, like, what is the thing? I said, I really like you, and you are very good in. So he said, yes, ma'am. I know I have. I cannot write my answers fast, but if you give me some time, I will do it. And then I said, did you know, why do you like me? So he said, ma'am, I don't speak with my mother also, but I love speaking to you because you listen to me very patiently. You always have some time to listen to me, pamper me. And I didn't say I have made much difference in him, but with that conversation over a period of time with him, the child who could score 3 marks, 4 marks, hardly, I was able to, with his motivation and giving little extended time and all, I could succeed him to reach him to 10, 12. And for me, that extra 5 marks is achievement over a period of time, ma'am. I would say that is really an achievement. If I could make a child to write at least 5 marks increase in his papers is an achievement for me. So every day I used to ask him, did you ask your mother to make chai for you? Will you make a tea for you? Learn and come to me. So one day he really came and told me, like, ma'am, I was observing my ma'am how to make a tea. And he told me the process actually. So thank you so much, ma'am. It was really
Thank you to
engaging.
Shauli ma'am once more to give me a chance to have this one. So thank you, Prolance ma'am. Thank you,
This is
your partner also.
Edvision, ma'am. Edvision platform.
And I'm very happy to see you both actually. Talk to Shalini ma'am, got an opportunity to talk to you personally is really achievement for me today.
Thank you to everyone. And please convey my thanks to your partner also. Okay, I think Vijay sir, no? Vikram sir. Vikram sir. So giving me an opportunity, more and more I want to be linked with you all and help. So thank you
Yes,
so much.
anyone else? Rachna, ma'am, anything you want to share? And today, after long, I can see Anshu, ma'am. I'm very happy to see her. She was at the beginning stage when we are starting Edvision. She was
Okay.
there with us. Dr. Anshu Chakraborty. Anshu ma'am, are you there? Anyone else want to share anything or any query or anything?
I would like to have you a session on AI, like how to integrate the teachers in this coming, like the summer holidays are going on. If everybody is ready, we would definitely looking forward for having a session on AI and its use during our classes. How we can, effectively use, what are the apps we can use, approved apps for the classes.
Yeah, surely we will arrange in between this summer vacation period, and if possible, a short course of 6 hours. I am planning actually 2-3 short courses for all the educators which are required during this summer vacation period. I'll do my best to arrange for this kind of courses or sessions. Oh, I will share the feedback form in the group. Those who have joined newly today, the feedback forms will be shared in the WhatsApp group. You can fill that and also mention about the topics you want sessions in future. We will review that and accordingly we will arrange sessions. Okay, and the certificates will also be shared in the WhatsApp group within 1 or 2 days. Okay. So let us conclude today. If you have any query, you can write in the WhatsApp group also. I will convey that to ma'am, Abira ma'am, if you have anything to ask her. And otherwise, we will be joining. We will have again next Sunday. Basically, our workshops happen on Sundays only, as Amira ma'am will not be available on Sunday. So we conducted today. Today is also a public holiday. That is why.
Next time I will be available.
And next Sunday, again, we will have another session, our workshop. And let's see on which topic we can bring on the
Yes.
table. Okay, so let us conclude for tonight.